What if I told you you never really been in love? That what you called love was just your silent scream for validation? For someone to finally say, "You enough?" We don't crave connection. We crave approval. And the saddest part? We wear masks every day hazing someone else's love, while hiding our own truth. But behind every love you ever whispered, wasn't there a deeper cry? Lise, Don abandoned me. If that hit something inside you, it not because it knew, it because it'd been hiding there for a very long time. Have you ever paused to consider what you truly seek in relationships? Is it love or is it something deeper, something more primal? When we think about love, we often picture romantic gestures, heartfelt connections, and the warmth of companionship. However, beneath this surface lies a more complex truth. Many of us are not actually seeking love. We are craving validation. This distinction is crucial because it shapes our experiences and interactions in profound ways. The desire for love can sometimes mask a deeper yearning for acceptance, approval, and reassurance. We live in a culture that constantly bombards us with messages about love being the ultimate goal, the pinnacle of human experience. Yet, what if we are misinterpreting this pursuit? What if the love we seek is merely a facade for our need to feel validated? When we chase after love, we often do so with the hope that another person will affirm our worth. We want someone to look at us and say, "You are enough." This desire can stem from childhood experiences where our self-esteem was tied to external validation. If we didn't receive unconditional love, we might grow up believing that we must earn affection through pleasing others or fitting into certain molds. This creates a cycle of dependency, where our sense of self-worth hinges on the approval of those around us. The problem arises when we confuse this dependency with genuine love. We might find ourselves in relationships that feel intense and passionate, but if they are rooted in the need for validation, they can quickly become toxic and draining. We cling to partners who reflect our insecurities back, thinking that their love will fill the void we feel inside. However, this is not love. It is an emotional addiction. The thrill of being chosen can provide a temporary high, but it doesn't last. As soon as we face rejection or indifference, that high plummets, leaving us feeling empty and unworthy once again. True love, on the other hand, is not about filling a void. It is about sharing your wholeness with another person. It requires emotional maturity and the understanding that your worth is inherent, not contingent upon someone else's approval. As we navigate our relationships, it is essential to reflect on our motivations. Are we seeking love, or are we simply trying to validate our existence through another person? This awareness can be the first step toward breaking free from the cycle of dependency and moving toward a healthier understanding of love. To understand our addiction to feeling validated, we must delve into the roots of this behavior. Often, our relationship with validation begins in childhood. From an early age, many of us learn that our worth is measured by how well we perform in various roles, whether as a student, a friend, or a child. We receive praise for achievements and affection when we meet expectations. This creates a foundational belief. Love and validation are earned through external accomplishments and approval. As we grow older, these patterns can become ingrained, shaping our self-esteem and how we approach relationships. When we face criticism or lack of acknowledgement, it can feel devastating, leading us to seek out validation even more desperately. This cycle perpetuates the idea that our value is dependent on others' perceptions. In romantic relationships, this need for validation can manifest in various ways. We may find ourselves constantly seeking reassurance from partners, needing them to affirm our attractiveness, intelligence, or worthiness. This dependency can create a dynamic where we are more focused on how our partner perceives us than on the genuine connection we share. It is as if we are looking into a mirror, hoping to see a reflection that confirms our worth. This reliance on external validation can lead to unhealthy patterns, such as jealousy, insecurity, and fear of abandonment. When our partner fails to provide the affirmation we crave, we may react with anger or withdrawal, creating tension and distance instead of fostering intimacy. Additionally, the digital age has exacerbated this issue. Social media platforms often encourage a culture of comparison, where likes, comments, and followers can become measures of self-worth. We may find ourselves scrolling through feeds, feeling inadequate as we compare our lives to curated highlights of others. This constant exposure to idealized versions of love and relationships can distort our understanding of what genuine connection looks like. It can lead us to believe that love is about being constantly validated, rather than being accepted for who we truly are. To break free from this cycle, we must begin to redefine our understanding of self-worth. It is essential to cultivate self-acceptance and recognize that our value is inherent, not contingent upon external factors. This journey often requires introspection and a willingness to confront the beliefs we hold about ourselves. By understanding the roots of our validation addiction, we can start to shift our focus from seeking approval to nurturing a healthy relationship with ourselves. This shift is pivotal in transforming our approach to love and relationships, allowing us to seek genuine connections rather than mere validation. As we continue to explore the distinction between love and validation, it becomes clear that many of us wear a mask, obscuring our true selves in the pursuit of affection. This mask often represents the persona we believe others want to see: the ideal partner, the perfect friend, or the flawless individual. We invest so much energy into crafting this image that we risk losing sight of our authentic selves. This phenomenon is particularly prevalent in romantic relationships, where the desire to be loved can lead us to suppress our true feelings, thoughts, and desires. We may conform to our partner's expectations, sacrificing our individuality in the process. This behavior often stems from a fear of rejection. We believe that if we reveal our true selves, we may not be accepted or loved. Consequently, we become trapped in a cycle of inauthenticity, where our relationships are built on illusions rather than genuine connections. The irony is that, while we seek love, we often push it away by not being our true selves. Authentic love thrives on vulnerability and honesty. When we present a curated version of ourselves, we create barriers that prevent deep emotional connections. Our partners may fall in love with the mask we wear rather than the person we truly are, leading to disillusionment when the facade inevitably crumbles. This disconnection can result in feelings of loneliness, even within a relationship. We may find ourselves longing for deeper intimacy, but feeling unable to achieve it because we are not being real. To cultivate authentic love, we must first confront our fears and insecurities. It requires courage to remove the mask and show our true selves, but this vulnerability is essential for building meaningful connections. By allowing ourselves to be seen, flaws, quirks, and invite others to do the same. This mutual openness fosters trust and intimacy, creating a foundation for genuine love. Furthermore, embracing our authentic selves allows us to attract partners who appreciate us for who we are, rather than who we pretend to be. This shift can be liberating, as it frees us from the pressure to perform and the anxiety of maintaining an image. It's a journey of self-discovery that encourages us to redefine our understanding of love not as a means of validation, but as a celebration of our true selves. Love should not be about fitting into a mold. It should be about embracing our uniqueness and sharing that with another person. As we learn to love ourselves authentically, we open the door to deeper, more fulfilling relationships that nourish our souls. At the heart of our addiction to validation lies a profound fear of vulnerability. Vulnerability is often perceived as a weakness, a state of being exposed and open to potential hurt. This fear can create significant barriers in our relationships, preventing us from experiencing true intimacy and connection. When we guard ourselves against vulnerability, we inadvertently shield our hearts from love. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that showing our true emotions makes us susceptible to rejection and pain. We may recall past experiences where opening up led to disappointment, betrayal, or heartbreak. These memories can create a protective instinct, prompting us to build walls around our hearts. However, in doing so, we miss out on the richness that comes from authentic connections. Vulnerability is, in fact, a strength. It is the foundation of deep, meaningful relationships. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we are inviting others to see us as we truly are, laws, fears, and all. This act of courage can foster a sense of safety and trust, encouraging our partners to reciprocate. Yet, the journey toward embracing vulnerability is not easy. It requires us to confront our fears head-on and challenge the beliefs that have held us captive. We must learn to reframe vulnerability, not as a risk, but as an opportunity for growth and connection. One effective way to begin this process is through self-reflection and mindfulness. By recognizing our fears and understanding their origins, we can start to dismantle the barriers we built. Journaling can be a powerful tool in this regard. It allows us to explore our thoughts and feelings without judgment. As we gain insight into our fears, we can take small steps toward vulnerability in our relationships. This might involve sharing a personal story, expressing our true feelings, or admitting our insecurities. Each act of vulnerability serves as a building block for deeper intimacy. As we practice being open and honest, we begin to cultivate a sense of safety within ourselves and with our partners. This gradual process can help us realize that vulnerability does not lead to rejection. Rather, it often leads to greater understanding and connection. Additionally, it's essential to surround ourselves with supportive individuals who encourage vulnerability. Engaging with people who value authenticity can create an environment where we feel safe to express ourselves. Over time, as we embrace vulnerability, we will find that our relationships become richer and more fulfilling. The fear of vulnerability may never fully disappear, but learning to navigate it can transform our experiences of love. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we can break free from the chains of validation addiction and open ourselves to the profound beauty of genuine connection. Understanding the cycle of validation is crucial in recognizing how it influences our relationships and emotional well-being. This cycle often begins with an internal void, huoyang feeling of inadequacy or unworthiness that we seek to fill through external sources. When we experience this emptiness, our instinct is to seek validation from others, believing that their approval will somehow complete us. This search for validation can lead us into a repetitive cycle that is both exhausting and unfulfilling. Initially, we may feel a rush of excitement when we receive attention or praise from someone we admire. This momentary high can create a false sense of security, making us believe that we have found the answer to our feelings of inadequacy. However, this validation is often fleeting. Once the initial thrill fades, we find ourselves back at square one, craving more affirmation to fill the void. This cycle can manifest in various ways, such as constantly seeking compliments, needing reassurance from partners, or comparing ourselves to others. Each time we rely on external validation, we reinforce the belief that our worth is contingent upon how others perceive us. This dependency can lead to unhealthy patterns in our relationships. We may become overly sensitive to criticism or rejection, interpreting it as a reflection of our value. Consequently, we may engage in behaviors to please others, often at the expense of our own needs and desires. This can create a dynamic where we prioritize others' approval over our own well-being, leading to resentment and frustration. Breaking free from this cycle requires conscious effort and self-awareness. The first step is recognizing when we are seeking validation and understanding the underlying emotions driving this behavior. It involves asking ourselves why we feel the need for external affirmation and what insecurities are at play. By identifying these triggers, we can begin to challenge the beliefs that fuel our addiction to validation. Practicing self-compassion is also essential in this process. Instead of berating ourselves for needing validation, we can acknowledge that it is a natural human desire. However, we must learn to redirect this need inward. Building a strong sense of self-worth through self-acceptance and self-love can help us break the cycle. This can involve affirmations, setting personal goals, and celebrating our achievements, no matter how small. Additionally, cultivating mindfulness can help us stay present and grounded, reducing the urge to seek validation from others. As we shift our focus from external validation to internal fulfillment, we can begin to experience a sense of liberation. We will find that our worth is not determined by others, but is inherent within us. This shift can lead to healthier, more balanced relationships, where love is based on mutual respect and authenticity, rather than the need for validation. In this way, we can break free from the cycle of validation and embark on a journey toward genuine connection and self-discovery. Building self-worth is a crucial step in overcoming the need for validation from others. It involves developing a deep understanding of your intrinsic value, separate from external opinions or achievements. Many people struggle with feelings of inadequacy, often comparing themselves to others or seeking approval to feel worthy. This mindset can lead to a perpetual cycle of seeking validation, which ultimately leaves us feeling empty and unfulfilled. To break this cycle, we must learn to recognize and affirm our worth from within. One effective strategy for building self-worth is self-reflection. Taking time to reflect on your strengths, values, and accomplishments can help you gain a clearer understanding of your unique qualities. Journaling can be particularly beneficial. Writing down positive affirmations about yourself and revisiting them regularly reinforces your self-image. Setting realistic goals is another important aspect of this journey. Establishing achievable goals that align with your values and passions allows you to celebrate your progress, no matter how small, fostering a sense of accomplishment and self-worth. Practicing gratitude also plays a significant role in enhancing self-worth. Regularly expressing gratitude for your unique qualities and experiences shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, deepening your appreciation for yourself. Additionally, challenging negative beliefs is essential. Identifying and confronting negative thoughts about yourself can help dismantle the barriers that prevent you from recognizing your worth. Ultimately, building self-worth is a transformative process that empowers you to embrace your authentic self. As you cultivate a strong sense of self-worth, your relationships will flourish, grounded in mutual respect and understanding, rather than the need for external validation. This journey not only enhances your emotional resilience but also paves the way for deeper, more meaningful connections with others. As we work on building self-worth, we inevitably begin to seek and cultivate authentic connections with others. Authentic connections are relationships characterized by honesty, vulnerability, and mutual respect. They allow us to engage with others in a way that fosters genuine intimacy and understanding, free from the pressures of validation. In a world often dominated by superficial interactions and social media comparisons, the importance of authentic connections cannot be overstated. These relationships provide a safe space for us to express our true selves without fear of judgment or rejection. When we interact authentically, we invite others to do the same, creating a cycle of openness that deepens our bonds. To foster authentic connections, it is essential to practice vulnerability. This means being willing to share our true feelings, fears, and insecurities with others. While vulnerability can feel daunting, it is often the key to building trust and intimacy. When we allow ourselves to be seen in our entirety, Hu Nian laws and all Hui create an environment where others feel comfortable doing the same. This mutual sharing can lead to profound connections that enrich our lives. Additionally, active listening plays a critical role in nurturing authentic relationships. By genuinely listening to others and validating their experiences, we demonstrate that we value their perspectives. This practice not only strengthens our connections but also reinforces our own sense of worth, as we recognize the impact of our presence on others. Another vital aspect of cultivating authentic connections is surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals. Engaging with people who appreciate us for who we are encourages us to embrace our authenticity. These relationships can serve as a mirror, reflecting our worth back to us and helping us to see ourselves through a more positive lens. As we deepen our authentic connections, we may find that the need for external validation diminishes. Instead of seeking approval from others, we begin to derive fulfillment from the richness of our relationships. This shift allows us to experience love and connection in a more profound way, as we no longer rely on validation to define our worth. In conclusion, the power of authentic connections lies in their ability to foster a sense of belonging and acceptance. By embracing vulnerability, practicing active listening, and surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals, we can cultivate relationships that nourish our souls and reinforce our self-worth. As we embark on this journey, we will discover that true connection is not about seeking validation, but about celebrating our shared humanity. Embracing vulnerability is a transformative step in our journey toward authentic connections and self-worth. Vulnerability often carries a stigma. Society tends to associate it with weakness or insecurity. However, true strength lies in the courage to be vulnerable. When we allow ourselves to be open and honest about our feelings, we create opportunities for deeper connections and personal growth. Vulnerability involves sharing our true selves, including our fears, insecurities, and desires. This openness can be daunting, as it requires us to step outside our comfort zones and confront the possibility of rejection or judgment. Yet, it is precisely through this process of sharing that we can forge authentic relationships. When we express our vulnerabilities, we invite others to do the same, fostering a sense of trust and intimacy that enriches our connections. One of the most significant benefits of embracing vulnerability is the sense of relief it brings. Holding on to our fears and insecurities can be exhausting, leading to feelings of isolation and loneliness. By sharing our struggles with trusted individuals, we lighten our emotional burdens and create space for empathy and understanding. This exchange not only strengthens our relationships but also reinforces our self-worth, as we recognize that we are not alone in our experiences. Moreover, vulnerability allows us to cultivate resilience. When we face our fears and share our authentic selves, we learn to navigate discomfort and uncertainty. This process builds emotional strength and equips us with the tools to handle future challenges. As we become more comfortable with vulnerability, we develop a greater sense of self-acceptance, recognizing that our worth is not contingent upon perfection or external validation. To embrace vulnerability, it can be helpful to start small. Begin by sharing your thoughts and feelings with someone you trust, gradually opening up about deeper issues as you feel more comfortable. Practicing self-compassion during this process is essential. Acknowledge that vulnerability is a natural human experience and that it takes time to cultivate. Additionally, creating a supportive environment is crucial for fostering vulnerability. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage openness and acceptance. These relationships can provide a safe space for you to express your true self without fear of judgment. In conclusion, embracing vulnerability is a powerful catalyst for personal growth and authentic connections. By allowing ourselves to be open and honest, we create opportunities for deeper relationships, emotional relief, and resilience. As we navigate this journey, we will discover that vulnerability is not a weakness, but rather a profound strength that enriches our lives and deepens our connections with others. The journey of self-acceptance is a vital aspect of building self-worth and fostering authentic connections. Self-acceptance involves recognizing and embracing our true selves, including our strengths and weaknesses, without judgment. It is the process of understanding that we are inherently valuable, regardless of our flaws or past mistakes. This journey is not always easy, but it is essential for achieving emotional well-being and cultivating healthy relationships. To embark on this journey, we must first confront the negative beliefs we hold about ourselves. These beliefs often stem from societal expectations, past experiences, or comparisons with others. By identifying and challenging these thoughts, we can begin to shift our perspective. It is important to replace self-criticism with self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same kindness we would offer a friend. Acknowledging that everyone has imperfections allows us to embrace our humanity and recognize that we are not alone in our struggles. Another crucial step in the journey of self-acceptance is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness encourages us to stay present and observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By cultivating awareness of our inner dialogue, we can become more attuned to the negative patterns that undermine our self-acceptance. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation or deep breathing, can help us create space between our thoughts and reactions, allowing us to respond to ourselves with compassion rather than criticism. Setting realistic expectations for ourselves is also essential. Perfectionism can be a significant barrier to self-acceptance, leading us to believe that we must meet unattainable standards to be worthy. Instead, we should focus on progress and growth, celebrating our achievements along the way. By acknowledging that growth is a continuous process, we can cultivate a more forgiving attitude toward ourselves. Building a supportive network is another important aspect of fostering self-acceptance. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and encourage us can reinforce our sense of worth. These relationships provide a safe space for us to express our true selves and share our experiences without fear of judgment. Engaging with supportive people can help us internalize positive affirmations about our worth and capabilities. As we progress on our journey of self-acceptance, we will likely encounter setbacks and challenges. It is essential to remember that this journey is not linear. Growth takes time, and self-acceptance is an ongoing process. Embracing our imperfections and acknowledging our journey allows us to develop resilience and a deeper understanding of ourselves. In conclusion, the journey of self-acceptance is a transformative process that empowers us to embrace our true selves. By challenging negative beliefs, practicing mindfulness, setting realistic expectations, and building a supportive network, we can cultivate a strong sense of self-worth. This journey not only enhances our emotional well-being, but also enriches our relationships, allowing us to connect with others authentically and meaningfully.